How's it going, guys and sleuths? And welcome to another episode of No Excuses on VTWProductions.com and YouTube.com with your favorite show host, Aris Sloot.
Endless regret.
The endless regret is basically the way Fern lives his life these days.
It really is.
And Wallace Allen, we're here to bring you the latest news and commentary on the video games industry for the week that was, such as it was, which honestly didn't really contain very much. But first of all, if you would like to get involved with the show, you can do so by sending us email at noexcusesvtw@gmail.com, or you can follow us on the Twitter at noexcusesvtw, or you can join us in our Discord server, which you can easily get to by clicking in the link supplied in the show description underneath the video archive of the show, provided that a video archive of the show actually happens.
It
Yeah.
should.
So last week, y'all unfortunately were subjected to our technical problems.
Yeah, that was fun. Where
think-
OBS decided it was just going to, it was listening to what we were saying and probably decided to completely ignore it.
Ooh,
So
I
that
am
was
loud.
Fun.
I am really loud on the playback of the stream.
Huh,
So
that's
I need
weird.
to turn my gain down.
Ooh, Tokyo Silver Key. So, on the stream today, we're playing a bit of PSO2 because, frankly, we have no idea what else to do at the moment. And, honestly, you get to watch Ari in all his thotty glory.
It's really a selling point when you think about it.
Is it?
Is it?
I don't know. I mean, I do have bigger boobs than most of the cast here.
Right. And on that bombshell,
Yeah.
moving on.
So, we'll just dive straight in for the weeks, I guess. And, honestly, it's been a pretty dull week for all of us. Not a whole lot of gaming's really happened.
Unless you count PSO2 and FGO again. When we say PSO2 and FGO, it means we got home and we needed to turn our brains off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because thinking hurts too much. It really does.
But thankfully, I did actually make it to my D&D session, which, even though my schedule is going out of its absolute way to try and screw with that, I'm going to try and make a point of actually getting to the thing, because I've been trying to get a group for a while. We actually had to, last week, what we'd probably call our first D&D moment. It's not the standard established guaranteed natural one of whenever you're jumping off something, you get a natural one. Although we seem to have established that well and truly now. So, yeah. Walking through a ruined city, and everyone keeps climbing up on buildings to have a look around and see what's going on the other side of the river where apparently the monsters are. And instead of climbing down carefully like sensible people, everyone just decides they're going to jump. So, I'm standing in the middle of the street, and there's a rain of people falling down around me and all of them landing on their faces. So that's fun. It's not the moment where the sorcerer decided he was going to invest a cupboard by setting it on fire. Which actually turned out to be the right call because there's apparently 3 zombies in there. No, it's what I think is going to go down in history as the poo room.
I
Why?
presume you don't mean the president of the Communist Party of China.
I do not know.
I'm
It is
mad
a
that you
room.
beat me to
We were exploring under this ruined city. There was this dungeon, which is basically the old sewers, and there was some sort of bandit/cult in there. Honestly, we didn't stop to ask any questions because everyone was too busy screaming about poo. And there is this trap. There's a corridor with a big room in it, and then at the far end of the room, there was this bird statue. Oh, hey, you get that emote. Nice. So it's obvious that this statue is a trap, but the rogue decided he was going to play with it anyway. Set up this rather
course.
elaborate system where he'd go up and just basically cling to the statue and jump backwards, while the tank and the ranger held onto a rope to pull him back out of trouble. The trap was not at the bird. The trap was actually in the room behind the bird, where it opened a gate which would drop gallons upon gallons of liquid feces into the room.
What
This
is
is-
wrong with your DM? Is he working for Blizzard?
I think so. Or at least he's gotten inspiration from them anyway. Now, what's supposed to happen in this trap is the room just gets washed out. Everyone has a chance to get the debuff from that. And if they don't get out of it in time, then they kind of get washed down a drain and probably die. But it's supposed to be fairly forgiving to get out. Everyone's supposed to just end up with horrible disadvantage penalties all over the place. What you're not supposed to do is fight in it. But no, our sorcerer thought it would be a good idea to run deeper into the dungeon, waving his arms and screaming, "The poo, the poo."
I mean, you know the people that you're playing with, you shouldn't have been surprised by any of that.
Honestly, I shouldn't have. It was funny as hell, though, because he ran into this room, still screaming about poo. The DM says, roll initiative while he's entering the room. He's still screaming about poo. And he continues to scream about poo while cultists keep popping out from behind tapestries and furniture and whacking him with sticks. He almost dies. Because initiative has been rolled, this is all turn-based, everyone's all spread out because we weren't expecting combat. So I'm at one end of the room with the healer, and the tank and the ranger and the rogue are at the far end of the room, separated by a lake of poo.
Of course.
So yeah, the healers
are you all like 10 years old? Just out of curiosity.
the way D&D goes, might as well be. So yeah, the healer was a tabaxi, by the way, so she wanted absolutely nothing to do with it. She would not cross that lake of poo. So we managed to rescue the sorcerer, and he kind of got flung across the lake before it got too thick, so I managed to rescue him. Then figured, okay, my constitution's fairly good. I'm going to go cross the river and help out. No, I made it one roll. And immediately fell face first in the poo. So that was fun.
You should have seen that one coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a 2. That's not a 1, so you're not going to take damage, but that's a 2.
You go sploosh in the poo.
I went sploosh in the poo. So yeah, the rogue almost died. The tank almost died. Both of them were making death rolls. I finally got across there, and because I was so debuffed by the time, all I could really do was just wave my arms at the enemy. So we somehow managed to not die and not lose anyone in that whole experience, and I'm still not entirely sure how. So, yeah, the DM said he'd never had the poo room trap actually go off that well before. I'm not going to...
Maybe he'd never played with a group that seemed to think it was a good idea to swim in it.
Yeah. Like, I just wanted to get over there and try and help my party out so nobody would die, but I got over there and blew actually half my resources getting across there because it's rough terrain, so half movement speed over a wide area. My first turn, yeah, face first down into the poo, end of turn there. Next turn, I ended up making my constitution saves, which is just as well because the DM said that should I have failed that, then something really nasty was going to happen. I'm not sure. Maybe there was something hiding in the poo. I don't know.
The
He
poo
might
monster.
just be saying that to wind you up.
Possibly.
You just hear he pulls out his phone and starts playing "I Am," and you just know where it goes from there.
I was thinking that. I'm thinking that's might have been what had happened. So I ended up, yeah, normal movement, dash attack, dash movement, and then blew a bonus movement ability just to get across the poo to meet the bad guy. I couldn't do anything, so I just kind of wiped my hands on him, and that was about it.
Did it at least scare him off?
No, he tried to punch me in the face. He was not appreciative of that. So, thankfully, he ended up blowing his turn with really crap rolls there. Crap. So, I guess running over and just wiping poo on him made him waste a turn, I guess, but that's about it. That is the most I contributed to that fight.
Quote, fight, unquote.
Quote, yeah, it was a series of errors. At this point, I think we're going to have to do something about our rogue, because he seems to just invite trouble no matter where he goes.
Well, it seems to be an issue with rogues, is that occasionally you get a rogue player who isn't really playing with the group. He thinks that he's sort of a deputy DM.
Yeah, he's not doing that. Thankfully, he's just he seems prone to making bad decisions.
Yeah,
Funny,
and that's the same
but
thing.
bad.
That's functionally the same thing.
Yeah,
Because there is a limit to bad decisions, I think. Like, and Ari knows what I mean, where somebody decides that, for instance, that their chaotic alignment justifies anything, and therefore they can do things that are completely retarded.
Yep.
And effectively give their character no actual character because their character is lol being random.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. Now, thankfully, he's not doing lol random things. He's doing things that are at least on the surface probably an interesting idea or a good idea. Well, actually, not a good idea. Some of them are just dumb ideas.
You seem to have had the reaction in every case that this was a transparently terrible idea before it even started.
I mean, there's a statue at the far end of the room with nothing else in it. That thing is obviously trapped. But you got to go and screw with it anyway.
There are two reasons I would excuse this, and both of them have to be pretty good. The first one is, what's your character's int score?
Oh yeah, it's not high.
Isn't that a whiz test, really?
It can be either. But if you are drop dead, like, full on autism, I can forgive it. If you have a reason in your backstory to be this boneheaded, I can let it slip. But if you just haven't put the effort in to write something, I'm just going to get ticked off at you. If you play a character like that. Yeah. You got to give me a reason because most people that write characters, I'm guessing he's written his character somewhere in his mid-20s as his age.
I haven't looked too closely at his characters. I think I've actually put the most effort into my character because it's a very RP-light group.
Okay, so yeah, he probably made some character in his mid-20s. By your mid-20s, you know not to trigger the poo trap.
So, you say that, but remember the line of work I'm in. I've seen people that dumb.
You basically work every day with the cream of Australia's rednecks.
I suppose I am one to talk in this regard, considering my line of work, but I literally have to jump in the poo trap.
You do have to literally jump in the poo trap. I did have to at least stipulate that even though my character was covered head to toe with poo, his mustache was still absolutely pristine.
That's good. But at least, I get paid cash money, a lot of cash money to go jump in the poo trap. And I'm equipped to deal with the poo trap. With multiple layers of hazmat suit if need be.
Yeah. I get where he was coming from. I think he was expecting, like, an explosive trap or something on the actual statue, not the whole room to fill up with poo. I don't think anyone actually saw that coming.
I've got that landowner of whoever that mansion y'all were breaking into. Can I sell them some pumps? They sound like they need them.
It's some sort of cult, so we're probably going to murder them all.
Cults need sanitation too.
I mean, I'm not discriminatory in who I sell my product to.
Yeah. Also, Vol, you out yet so we can actually put something on the screen?
I've been out for a while. I've been waiting for, somebody to flick me an invite or something. Unless you guys already did and I didn't see it because that's PSO2 in a nutshell.
We're on B2. Come to B2.
I was on B2, except then the server just disconnected me.
Yeah.
Because reasons.
So, really,
we got an emergency class we can do in whenever this in 15 minutes, so we'll jump on that one, I guess.
We can do a thing. Enormous signal. It's probably going to be one of the Dark Falls thingamies.
No, Dark Falls ain't up for this week.
Oh, it's on Earth.
It's the boat.
Yeah, it's the boat. So we can do the boat. Really, anyway, aside from D&D shenanigans, which I'm still thoroughly enjoying, I found a good group, and they are people I've known for a while, which is nice. And yeah, even though we are going to do really dumb things, no doubt, still having a lot of fun.
Yep. Ball, come on B2. You're on B7.
Damn it.
Yeah, this game tends to just move you around without telling you.
I told it to automatically take me to where you were.
Oh, are we? Is B full now? It might have ticked over to a prime
No,
time slot.
you're still on B2. It's just that when I told it to take me to B2, it did put me in B7 because reasons.
There we go. Now you're
B2 and a bit. Anyway, what else? There's not a whole lot else I've really been doing with my week, unfortunately. It's been largely helping out, putting up sheetrock. Yeah.
No, sheetrock is the worst because I'm terrible at putting up sheetrock because I don't know how to delicately handle it. And I always wind up breaking the corners whenever I try to put it up anywhere.
If you touch the corners, you're doing it wrong.
I don't touch the corners. I just put too much force in the thing when I need to push it up.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah.
And the corners just get chipped off.
I've never had a sheetrock before. I think that I'll hire somebody to do it if I ever need to.
It is a royal pain in the butt because it feels durable. It feels like you could chuck this thing across the yard and it'd be just fine. And you probably could, as long as it would land flat. But the edges of it are the brittlest, softest things in the world.
Yeah. So it's... Yeah, and it is alarmingly heavy when you have big sheets and you're trying to hold them above your head. Not a position you can stay in for very long.
It is rock, isn't it? I mean...
I'm not sure. It's a plaster between two pieces of paper.
It's like... It's like...
basically ground up rock.
It's like cardboard with glue in it. It's like if you just took a wad of glue and some stray cardboard and mixed it together as a batter and then poured it in the shape of a slab and then painted it white, you get sheetrock.
That was a very strange and roundabout description of something which is basically just a method of depositing white dust everywhere.
It is extremely efficient at doing that.
Yes. Also, Fern, is this dance not censored on your version either?
Not censored?
It seems like they forgot to censor the jiggle physics on the arc stance.
Oh my.
They censored it on all the other dances for the US version, but they didn't censor it for this one.
Yeah, that's, that is wildly inappropriate, is what that is.
So what you're saying is I should do it in front of your camera with the salute outfit on.
Please don't.
Remember, there are so many things that we are more likely to get fired for than that.
I know, but because YouTube is YouTube, that's no doubt the thing that they latch onto.
Oh, don't worry, I got it. Something women empowerment. That should cover us.
Oh boy.
You have to say something positive about ad blockers.
Positive about ad blockers?
Yeah, because Trump bought out the front page.
About not using ad blockers, sorry.
Oh, that's
Well, didn't Trump buy out the front page, so they want us to use ad blockers now?
What? No, that's Washington Post.
I thought they bought out YouTube too, but I don't know because I have an ad blocker on.
I don't know. The shenanigans are real and getting increasingly common, apparently.
Apparently. Alright, why don't you guys just queue up any old thing?
Well, I was going to wait for the urgent quest to start since it starts in 10 minutes.
In that case, we shall go join the dance party. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else of note for my week? No. Honestly, no. So, Vol, what have you done, sir?
Nothing.
Yay!
Legit nothing. Work is upside down chaos right now. Everything is falling apart. Everybody who has any level of managerial seniority has resigned. And we're keeping things ticking over because, none of the people that do any actual work have resigned. So,
of course.
So, yeah, it's rough. My week has consisted of me going to work, coming home, farming a little bit on FGO, and then going to sleep, and then waking up and repeating. And it's just been that all week. It's been super rough. I finally finished the death march that was summer 2020 at FGO. And
screw that event.
I really, really enjoyed the story portion. I really, really didn't enjoy everything that happened after that. It was just not cool. Why 3 point ladders? My goodness. Maybe it wasn't actually all that bad, and it's just my imagination, because the
I'll
farming
give you a
stages were
second
super
opinion.
easy compared to average. Compared to normal, farming was easy in this, but not easy enough.
Oh dear.
So, yeah, that's the thing. It's a thing. It's done. I don't need to think about it anymore. I'm terrified of what they might bring out next. I really don't know. I hope that we get a beat week or something. Anything. I don't know.
Just
I don't think I can
something?
handle doing another one of these. I've completely kicked the habit of playing boat waifus. I don't play it anymore, and that's deeply painful to me. I miss them dearly, but even so, I still had no time because this event was so unbelievably brutal. So yeah, I hope that they'll give us a beat week to recover, but historically, they haven't really been interested in doing that. It's been like it's not like, you know, one of the things that I liked about the boat waifu games is that they never backed brutal grinds onto each other. They always left gaps. They would put in like minor events that require a trivial amount of effort to just keep you entertained in between large ones so that you didn't get burned out. But FGO has never been so courteous, and I'm afraid that, oh, well, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and it will be like Halloween 2019 rerun. And I'll
I mean,
just
we're starting to
freaking
get to that
die.
time of year.
I mean, I think next is Gilfest. It's for our
Oh
big event.
no, there's a lottery event.
Uh-huh.
Enjoy.
And it's one we need too, because I guarantee you we need supplies from it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, with that one though, I probably will just skip a lot of the challenge quests rather than wasting time attempting them, because number one, they're ridiculously hard. Number two, you require ridiculously good luck and understanding of the mechanics in order to actually complete a lot of them. And number three, some of them are just nigh on impossible. That they were designed that way to be very, very hard to do, because Guildfest is like it's the pinnacle of difficulty that has been in the game so far. Even in Japan, Guildfest still takes the crown of the most difficult event.
Mhm.
So I think I'll just probably I'll find a nice niche to farm the lottery, and I'll just farm the lottery. I don't really have any intention of rolling very much on it. I don't think there's anything that I want from it. I'm just going to start hoarding things for the next character I want to roll for. So
I might throw some yellow tickets at another copy of Gil, because his NP hits like a tanker truck, and putting some gasoline in that tanker truck so it explodes when it hits people would be really cool, but it's not necessary. So it'd only be a few yellow tickets, if that.
yeah, I don't think that Gil offers me enough advantage over the resources I already have to actually invest in trying to obtain him. Like, if I get him, it will be because he showed up in a lucky bag or something. Like, I'm fine with that.
I got him very, very, very early in the game, like during his first banner. And he has been a solid archer. I need to blow stuff up archer for the whole game. But he is pulled out only when I need to make things explode. Also, we have synchronized Persona 5 dance party going on in the B2 lobby.
Yeah. Also, I'm wearing ridiculous shoulder pads for absolutely no reason.
The female P5 dance looks hilarious on you, by the way.
It does. More so when I'm a robot, but right now I've stole Majima's outfit again. I do still have my shoulder fish though.
You do still have your shoulder fish. You should go make it bigger.
I could do that. I mean, I could do all sorts of horrible cursed things with shoulder fish. How much can I actually do in the fashion?
Welcome to PSO2. This is the game. There is no leveling or questing. This is the game. Right here.
Yeah. Just silly nonsense.
But yeah, Guildfest is coming up.
Yep. Yes, it is, and I'm absolutely terrified. Why does it bully me so? Oh well. At any rate, I've boiled myself back down to one mobile game, so maybe I'll get a chance to do something else. Like we're training a guy at work to do a new job, and it's caused a whole bunch of other difficulties to back up onto me. So yeah, it's been pretty rough recently. But I mean, when you train somebody, theoretically they get better over time. So
Theoretically.
hopefully that will start to erode. But I've got a bunch of other stuff that's supposed to be happening as well that doesn't seem to be happening because we have no management to ensure that things that are not routine actually happen. And in addition to that, I've got another surgery on my eye coming up at the beginning of September. The third attempt. There's a first attempt. First attempt worked well on my right eye. My right eye is great, better than 20/20 vision. Left eye fell short. It was still slightly short-sighted. It was like minus 0.85 diopter. So not very short-sighted, but enough to justify doing a correction. But my body didn't like the correction. It reacted pretty badly to it. And I went from minus, they made a minuscule adjustment to get that to shift it plus 0.85 diopter. And when it was done healing, it was plus 2 diopter total. So it was 3 times larger modification than they actually made initially. So now they're going to try a different strategy entirely because my body blatantly doesn't like that one. So they're going to go in and they're going to modify the corneal cap from the SMILE procedure and turn it into a LASIK flap. And then they're just going to fold that back and then do LASIK on my eye and close it back up, and hopefully it will take, because LASIK is less traumatic than PRK. It's more traumatic than SMILE, but less traumatic than PRK, and my body doesn't like PRK. So hopefully with the more subtle modifications that LASIK uses, my body will have less healing work to do. These days LASIK doesn't take very long to recover from it all, like 24 hours or something. So although, you've always got the 3 to 6 months time that goes on from there where your body may or may not have completely settled, but a lot of people are usually done within a couple of days recovery. So hopefully that means that it's not going to cause my body to react violently the way it did last time. But what I'm mainly looking forward to is having a 5-day weekend so that I can finally get some freaking rest.
You can actually do something.
Yeah, I only have to have somebody cut open my eye to do it, but it's worth it.
I mean,
that's how much I love my work.
The most ideal way of going about it, but take what you can get, I guess.
I mean, it's not like I don't have leave, but I don't think that they would let me take it. That's the thing. We've got so few people that if anybody goes on leave, everything starts to crumble.
Yep.
But I don't know. Like you have to apply for leave and have it approved, right? But is there anything in the law that stops your employer from just refusing to let you ever take it?
I'm pretty sure there is. Yes.
I hope there is, because it's looking perilously like we're going to slide into that situation with our current staffing levels.
Oh joy.
Because I've got like a month of annual leave that's just sitting there, not doing anything.
A lot of companies will take a use it or lose it approach to that as well. So
well, I mean, that's the thing, though. The way that it has worked where I'm working in the past is that they really, really, really want you to not accrue any more than a month, because they can't stomach the idea of you accruing up to the cap, which is, I think, 2 months.
Yep.
And then using it all at once. They don't want to have to cover for that. So they try and get you to use it. But right up until you hit the point where they're desperate for you to use it, they won't let you use it at all, type of thing.
Oh.
So they can't make up their mind what they want. So I'm just hoping that I can figure out where the legal obligations are so I can leverage it if I need to actually take a holiday, because I don't know what would happen if I did. Like, who's going to do my work? It's one thing for me to take a couple of days off, but is that the emergency?
That's the boat.
Order? Right, but yeah.
I'm going to continue with my silly fish costume.
Have you either of y'all done the boats? Because there's actually procedure here you need to follow.
We'll just follow you wherever you head off to.
Okay, so that ain't gonna work when we get to phase 2.
Yeah, well, it always does.
We're all gonna die.
We are all going to die.
No, we'll just shelter under your luck. It'll be fine.
I hope we got enough people that know how to kill the missiles.
It's fine.
It's fine.
First part you can face roll your way through anyway. You don't need me to explain this part.
I'll just feed my mag.
I'll just scream some vague thing that I need y'all to do as it comes up and becomes important.
The problem with your instructions is that you make up names for things and they're never rational. Like how in Secret World, everything with 4 legs was a dog. And everything without 4 legs was also a dog.
Everything is just dogs.
So the big thing is when the anime music starts and we have to do damage to the top of the boat in phase 2, once after we come back to the ship and have to start a second countdown, we'll be in mechs. Missiles will go up in the air. Please, for the love of God, fly up to a missile that nobody is near, that the group is not near, and start whacking it with your sword before you die.
But I didn't bring a sword.
It'll be in your mech will have it.
Okay.
Yeah, your mech will have the sword. Don't worry about it. Please don't try and shoot it. You got to be way up in the air, and we have to kill all the missiles, or this fight's going to take eons.
Oh, so the worst thing that can happen is that we take long, and that's fine then.
I mean, you can run out of time.
I forgot to restock on mates.
This is going to be an absolute disaster, isn't it?
As long as we get about 6
guy.
We can do this 2 times as long as we got at least 6 people that know what they're doing.
What is this boat anyway?
The boat's all the way over there. We got to get to it first.
It's one of the phantasms?
Yeah, it's the Yamato.
Right. The hotel.
I mean, I guess.
Well, Yamato is famous for being a hotel.
Yeah. Yeah, we get to fight the ship, and it's Bishonen ship waifu version.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
it's famous for being the only Japanese warship I think that had even like close to semi-passable anti-aircraft.
It's got more than that now.
Yeah. The thing is, if you're a Japanese nationalist, then you're going to view it as having like super awesome anti-air capabilities, but in practice, it's a piece of garbage. Where's everybody? Why am I by myself? What's going on?
You just keep running. Yeah, we keep. You just keep pushing forward, and you kill the bears and the T-Rexes until we get to the ship, and then we jump on the ship and we kill 13 guns, and then we get in the mechs and we fight the ship.
There are road rollers.
They're roll rollers.
Roller.
Okay, we have a group that knows what they're doing. We'll be fine.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, stuff stays on fire, by the way. Some of the incendiary rounds don't extinguish when the ship shoots them. I'm getting T-Wrecked on.
Why are there T-Rexes here?
Why are they spinning around rapidly on the spot?
Because I'm grabbing them with wire lances and chucking them.
Because that looks way more hilarious than most mobs do when you grab it.
No wonder my pet wasn't behaving the way I would. I wasn't expecting it to. It was the wrong pet.
I always expect those helicopters to have lots of hit points, and they never do.
No, they're always
tended to crash.
Oh yeah, everybody's dead.
Whoop! Lasers.
Oh, okay. People managed to stay out of the way, and now you get to play Sonic the Hedgehog and dodge the incendiary rounds.
Oh, I like this. This is fun. Whoosh!
But I don't know where I'm headed. That's the problem.
just follow the dash pads. You'll get there.
I can't see because there's too many falling helicopters.
Yeah, there's a whole line of helicopters.
And you get to kick them. Foo style. Yeah, that just looks horrible when you do that to a T-Rex.
I like doing it to the polar bears.
You say horrible, I say hilarious.
It's both.
I love doing it to the bears. Oh, they kill all the bears. Oh, I'm getting road rollered on. But, yeah, this is the wave that kills everybody.
Oof.
Okay, we got people up there in time. If you don't kill those guys fast enough, they start bombarding you with lasers that you can't dodge.
Like that?
No, not the ship. The ship does that anyway.
Oof.
I'm at just the little regular minion dudes that spawned in mass there. They're the most dangerous pack in the whole level.
Oh.
I've seen whole groups almost wiped to them. If somebody doesn't They have no HP, but if you don't get rid of them quickly, they're just going to kill like half the group.
Are those turrets killable or what?
On the ship?
Yeah, the ones that are pew-pewing us.
Yeah, we'll get on the ship, we'll kill 13 turpets, and then we go into phase 2.
Alright. Oh, my dog died.
Oh dear, I can't see anything. There's too much blue everywhere.
It is. It's very laser filled.
Oh, crap.
Hello. Speaking of lasers.
What just happened?
We just ate a laser to the face.
Alright. Let's not do that again then, shall we? Boat time.
No.
What are we doing here, guys?
I'll go kill the ones that are hard to reach. I'll let everybody else get the ones that are more obvious.
None of them are obvious. They all just
Also-
look like slabs of metal to me.
Also, you can't run around the right side of the gun turrets. You got to go along their left side.
Okay,
So-
what happens if you go around the right? You die?
You can't. Like, there's an invisible wall there. You can't.
Oh, well, that's a pain.
How am I supposed to know what I can shoot and what I can't?
It's over already. We already killed all the 13 guns we needed to kill. We're going back to the hangar.
Where's that?
Like that.
No, I mean, we're going whether you want to or not.
You get
We're
poofed.
going to be forcibly transported back to the hangar.
Yeah. And now we wait 30 more seconds, and then we go fight in the mechs. Yeah, when it says it's launching a massive attack, oh god, we're all gonna die. Look way high in the sky and melee attack the missiles.
Oh, it's hard to take anything there seriously when my head is just a giant fish.
The Yamato is flying.
Yeah, it's not supposed to do that.
Yeah, it does that. I'll do the rudder part because nobody else is gonna do it. Everybody else just needs to attack.
I like
the
how
glowing
you're
bits
trying to
on the
make
side.
sure that neither of us can help by not telling us what you're talking about.
Well, the rudder parts are latency problems for people. So there's a rudder at the back that's a bunch of crystals, and if you kill that, it can't move as much. But it's really hard to dodge the attacks if your latency's bad in the back. So see those crystals on the back? You can hit those, but if you don't have good latency, those things are just going to kill you. You guys probably want to attack the crystals on the sides, which are actually deal the damage to the boat itself. The rudder is just something that makes it stay in one spot longer instead of running away.
Okay, boats aren't supposed to do that.
Yeah, you gotta dodge through that. Or jump over it.
Oh my goodness, I feel so slow.
I know, right?
They have a super boost function. Now, it's right trigger or right bumper for me, but I don't have a clue what it is for
Well,
y'all.
I know where that is. The problem is that you can't turn it off. Oops, I hit the wrong button.
Oh, we've got some sort of... Whoa, hello.
Okay,
Oh
I
my
got
goodness.
a
This-
rudder, buddy.
There's just way too much blue particle effect in this mission.
Oh, this just assume every single laser wave is going to hit you and dodge appropriately to give yourself iframes because they probably are. Oh, there he goes.
What even is that?
What, you don't have a giant rudder that pops out of your ship and then spins in a circle underneath it? Okay,
It looks
we got
like it's a piece they've just torn off the International Space Station.
Yeah. You don't have the ISS as a weapon underneath your battleship?
Apparently. No.
Oops, I hit the wrong button. Now I have to stand and watch the laser. Oh well.
Oh, I die.
Okay. When the anime music starts... Is the anime music going to start? No. We still got another side to break.
Is it just me, or do you get close to it and suddenly you just fall out of the sky?
Oh, you get absolutely wrecked?
No, I mean, like, it feels kind of like you lose your ability to boost briefly sometimes when you approach it. I think it seems like glitchy physics rather than a feature, but...
Alright, anime time. This is going to kill you.
Oh, yes, it did.
Because I don't know how to dodge it either.
I didn't even see it do anything, like, to begin with. Like, I just died. There was no gun or particle effect or anything. I just stopped having health.
There's a way to dodge it. Don't ask me what that way is. I've tried, like, every way I can think of and still can't dodge that attack.
Oof.
Right.
I just lost all my health again.
Oh. It's okay. As long as we hit the missiles, we'll be able to...
I got planes everywhere now.
They're not here yet. You'll know when they're coming. When we can't get on top of the boat anymore and they're screaming about, oh my god, we're all gonna die. That's when the missiles are coming.
So what are we actually supposed to be shooting at, though?
The turrets are going to murder us. So you want to kill so kill as many of the turrets as possible. And then you want to attack the middle of the boat, or the two shield barriers at either end of the boat, and then the middle of the boat. So the big blue things are actually the health of the boss. And killing the guns is helpful, but it's just the guns.
What the hell? The controls on this thing are dubious.
Yes. Tends to just kind of move around on its own, regardless of what the boat seems to be doing.
I have no hit points, and I must scream. Am I going to die?
Probably.
Yeah, I dodged it that time.
Okay, we got the back shield one. Now we gotta get the front thing. Okay. Now super attack, and if we do it right, the fight's over. If we don't, we're here for 15 more minutes.
That sounds incredibly unpleasant.
Yes.
Well, what actually happens?
A bunch of missiles will come up at 12, 2, 4, 6, all around in a circle on the map on the far edges, and they'll be way higher.
You could have just said that to start with.
I was thinking, because they're arranged like a clock, but they come out on way high up in the sky at the far edges of the map, and we have to attack them with our melee weapons while they're in the sky. Yeah, this is it. We can't hit him, so spread out from everybody else, so everybody's not getting the same missile.
Those are big missiles.
I don't see anything.
Look on your mini-map. Look on your mini-map. And look way high in the sky.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, I got another one.
There's one over here that doesn't seem to be attacked.
I haven't hit a single thing of anything at all.
Okay, we got him. Okay,
Yeah.
Fight's over. We just gotta do enough damage to the tower to win in the downtime we get.
I don't remember the Yamato being equipped with ICBMs.
Yeah.
Yeah, if even one of those goes off, the entire party wipes. He regenerates 2 of his shields that you have to kill again, and the tower gets all its health back.
Wow.
Is this a one and done or a repeatable?
Unfair.
Say what?
Is this a one and done or repeatable?
You can do it twice.
Twice. So there are 2 Yamatos.
Yeah. It's not a follow-up, it's just twice.
I'm trying to...
Stupid fish head.
trying to remember what the
Loot pinata.
sister ship was. I'm pretty sure the Yamato did have a sister ship. Maybe it was the Musashi.
I do remember hearing something about that, actually, but yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Okay. But that's the fight.
Right, so that was a thing.
So, yay, video game diversions.
Yeah, what were we doing?
We were in Balls Week.
Well, the thing is that my week doesn't contain very much. What else did I do? I read the second slime book.
Oh, nice.
So how do I say this? The first slime book, it was relatively concordant with the anime, but the second one is not in a particular sort of way. Now, I don't mean to say the storyline is different. The storyline is exactly the same. The thing is that in this case, I would say the anime is strictly better than the book.
Okay.
Like, just generally speaking, the book doesn't have, even though it contains the same content, it doesn't have the charm. Like, the way things are put, and it may just be the translation that didn't carry some of the nuance or something like that, but the impression that I get from like, say, Rimuru is in the book he's just sort of an asshole. Like, he's not it's very hard to explain, but there's something subtly very different. Like, it's true that Rimuru tends to do things in a bit of a devil may care fashion in the anime, but in the
Yes.
book he is more of a, oh, well, I don't actually care what the outcome is, just whatever. And he sort of gradually seems to thaw out of that as the story goes on, like very, very slowly. Like, by the end of the book, he does seem to actually care somewhat about what happens to his comrades, but at the start, he absolutely doesn't.
Is the book in first or third person?
It depends. It's in first person when Rimuru's the focus, and it's in third person when he's not. It constantly switches between them, but since most of the story takes place from Rimuru's point of view, it's not actually too bad. But yeah, Rimuru's he's not very endearing, particularly early on. Basically because he's so single-mindedly focused on, you know, just doing whatever interests him. And generally speaking, I would say the anime has benefited from being much more sentimental. There's a lot more emotion and sentiment in the writing of the anime than there is in the book. The book is quite sterile, and again, I think it's something that seems to be sort of thawing out a little bit as the story rolls on. But at the start, it's very dry, and Rimuru's rather matter of fact about everything, and it has the same affliction that every light novel does in our era, which is a ridiculous amount of unnecessary info dumping. Wow. And, you know, ridiculously fine-grained detail on world building and magic systems and things.
A lot of which,
you know, the thing that
matter.
every light novel author thinks that this is important. There are no exceptions. It's just that it's not. It's really not. Not at the level that they think it is. So it comes across as rather self-indulgent in a lot of places. Like, this is not about actually entertaining the audience. This is just about the author getting down on paper all of what he thinks are cool ideas.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I think as a book, it's not actually very good, but I can sort of see why the story was viewed as having potential. It's because there's room in there to put a lot of heart, and it's not like fully manifest yet as of volume 2. I have like 8 volumes of it, so, you know, I'll chug through it over the course of time and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, generally speaking, I'm not really impressed with the writing. It really has missed its potential, and I don't know the main reason it seems that I can say that, though, is because I've seen the anime. I've seen what it looks like in its final form.
I can also suplex the T-Rexes.
That's true lucha.
That is.
But because I've seen it in its final form, I think it makes the book look worse than maybe it is. Maybe. But the anime is strictly an improvement in so far as I have seen. Simply because the characters are, I'll say, more humanized in a sense, which is not to say that there's anything extra added to them. I don't think that that's actually what happens. Like, as far as adaptation goes, it's a very straight across. It's a very, very clean and simple adaptation that doesn't add or take away anything. But it's just the way in which it's presented, the nuance of the language chosen and that sort of thing comes across very, very differently. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to read, even just sort of, you know, from the point of view of just curiosity to see, you know, how does this develop? Is the way the anime is presented, is that a reflection of the writing from the later stories being transposed back to the earlier parts of the story, or what? I'm very interested to see that. Yeah, it's I was rather surprised to see what a difference there was, despite the similarities between them. But it's a lot of the you know, the sentimentality is just not there in the book. It's very sterile in a sense. It's very fact focused. Like, they are relating a series of events, and there are sorts of scenes that like, I think the one that sticks out as being the most different while being essentially the same content is when Rimuru eats the Orc Lord, right? And they have this sort of emotional moment where the Orc Lord relates to Rimuru what his motivations were, why it went down the way it did. And in the anime, that's loaded with emotion. And in the book, it's just not. There's none there. Like, Rimuru's just, like, basically brushing him off. He's not actually... There's no sentiment behind his promise to carry the sins of the orcs himself, the way they sort of loaded up with that in the anime. Even though the words are the same, in the book it's pretty clear he's just giving the Orc Lord the brush off because he wants to get off and do something else. So yeah, it's sort of interesting how much difference there is with the same content.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how that carries through, or if that carries through. So yeah, I don't think that there's a great deal else for me to speak about, since my week was so lacking. And I know I pretty much say this every week, but I'm hoping that next week will be different.
You say that every week too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of have to, because I will die of despair if I don't. So
not every week can be a lacking lady.
So
all right. Well, seeing as though we're mid-boat, we should probably just tangent straight into Ari's week.
Yeah. Ari has done nothing but spam me up with how much free time he's got all week.
Well, the thing is, it's been spent just hanging out in PSO2 with Abo. That's it. Like, when I've got home, this has been my week. 7 o'clock, get up. 8 o'clock, pester people with memes. 8:30, go to work. Stay at work until work is done. Come home, play PSO2 with Abo, go to bed. Repeat.
Hold on, that can't possibly be true. Because there is no way that you would be able to dump half of the Donald into the server every day if you did not spend some time on the Donald.
Oh yeah, that's what the 30 minutes of in the morning meme search is for, and also my lunch break. My lunch break is literally spent every day on the Donald.
Oh dear.
Like, I will sit there eating lunch and just save to my local hard drive the funniest things I see, and then I dump the Donald onto the server either that day or the next day during my morning meme dump or my afternoon meme dump. So yeah, that's how that's been going. And this is really all I've done. I don't have anything substantive to say about it. We had a giant job this week that ate up that I had 2 days that were particularly bad this week. And it was all the engineers' fault. Because engineers are stupid. I don't care what that degree says you are or how smart it makes you look. Engineers are dumb, is what I've come to the conclusion with. Because this guy wrote me a spec that was like, I need all these things. And he gave me all things that don't work. And so I had to go in and do his job for him. And then he sends me a notice that says, yeah, send me the submittal data on that anyway. I'm like, you literally just told me to take my best guess at it. He's like, yeah, that'll work. This is a children's hospital, dude. Are you sure about this?
You kind of want to do things properly.
So, yeah, I have been in a very awkward position with with that particular job. Ooh, I got that rudder right as he was diving.
Nice.
I haven't been able to get close to it yet because it shoots me down at range before I can even get nearby.
Yeah, that's why it's a pain. But yeah. So yeah. It's just been that one job has really been my only problem job this week. And I was thinking I would have that job on top of other jobs, which is why I was dreading, particularly this coming. Well, it was going to be last week, but last week this job got delayed to this week. But Bubba got me the information this week. His name is actually Bubba. So it was sent to me this week. And yeah, it just so happened that was the only job I worked on all week, pretty much. This one stupid hospital job that has 16 elevators in it in the wing of their building that all need some system stuck at the bottom of them, and then the actual septic system needs a whole big giant quadruplex system. So this is a 17 pump system.
How big is this hospital anyway?
Huge. They're adding a whole nother building to the Children's Hospital for Atlanta.
Wow.
So we've got the job. That's the good news. It's a job I scouted, which is better news. The bad news is Bubba's the engineer.
Only in the south.
Only in the south, definitely. Wait, it's north of us. Damn it.
Oh,
It's the south.
Oh, crap. We're doing this again. Oh, we died.
Yep. No, I'm okay. I'm good. I don't know how I dodged it. Don't ask me how.
I think
I'm
you've
not
got to be
even sure.
moving right when it begins to line it up.
I almost got the full photon blast off, too. But yeah, I don't want to work anymore. Can we find a way for... So, can I just go win the lottery?
No, because it's the American lottery, so you lose all of it in tax.
That's true. Can I win your lottery? No, your lottery's probably got shit payout. Crap. Oh well.
Yeah, but it's not taxed.
Yeah.
I think it's worth about $50 million at the moment.
Yeah, it's gone up to 80 here a few times.
I think just the Georgia state lottery's in the multiple hundred millions. So I'd still probably get more with the Georgia state lottery.
Maybe. But the odds of actually winning it are so astronomically tiny that it's really not worth the bother.
Yeah, I don't care about the odds.
He doesn't need to. He always wins.
This is true.
I study from the school of Han Solo on that one.
Don't tell me the odds.
Never tell me the odds. But
I'm
yeah.
not good at this robot business.
But yeah, I've gotten home from this thing, and it's just left me at a point where I'm just like, I just want to play games with people, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that attack murdered me that time.
No, I didn't get hit this time.
I think that guy is pretty frustrated with the AIS as well.
Yeah, it's not the best. Never seems to quite do what you want it to, either.
We do have a photon cannon that you're supposed to use to freeze the big guns to make them not one-shot everybody. But
That's what it's for.
That's wonderful, but it's so hard to aim, it doesn't actually work.
Yeah, that's not a whole lot of use then, is it? Oh, are we doing the missiles now?
I'm way near. I need to break away from the group. I'm going to go down this direction.
Oh, yep. We're doing the missiles. Where's the missiles?
Where are you missiles?
Oh, I got one, but I got mine dead at least before I exploded.
I didn't. I just got lasered.
Oh, we're not gonna make it.
We're not gonna do this.
We're dead. Everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
Hey, I framed through it, but he gets his shield back, and now we're back to chopping things.
Really?
Oh, he didn't
broken to me.
That's weird.
Wonder if that was a bug that they fixed.
It might have been, but last time I did this, the first few attempts I did this, he got his shields back. when he did this. Both of the little nodes were not broken still.
Okay.
Oof.
Trying to remove a few of the guns.
Yeah, see if we can get a couple of these off.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Fire the laser!
Fire the missiles. Oh, wait.
That worked.
There we go.
He didn't regen his health that time. Yay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so maybe it was a bug or something.
So I get the impression he's not supposed to do that and drag the whole fight out.
Yeah. He effectively resets the ship back to the start of phase 1.
Yeah. So
I cannot take that.
Ooh,
For
rare
sure.
Drapu. I got a 13 star somewhere in here.
Ooh. Radrupu.
Must be nice. It's going to be a Tellus, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably going to be a
Probably.
Tellus.
Probably is.
I have
Everything is a
many
Tellus.
multiple eggs. Of which...
Yeah, I guess for you, it will just send a shower of eggs out, won't it?
Eggs and weapons. Because, you know, while littering the landscape.
It was not a piece of. It was not a piece of armor.
Whoosh.
It was a gun blade.
No!
The worst.
The absolute worst.
The worst.
Like,
That's a
every class
Mercury
can use
Force.
it. No one should. Alright, so... Alright, was there anything else for your week, or shall we take
No, I literally don't have a week to talk about. It was just go to work and come home and play a little bit of PSO2. And I've already demonstrated what I've been doing in PSO2. Abo's been number crunching, leveling strats, and I've been sitting here in the lobby playing Sloot.
Yeah, you seem to be completely unashamed about that.
That seems like an incredibly inefficient way to level.
Abo is the one that has all the scoop on it.
Whoops.
And I just did what he told me to do, and I don't remember any of it because I was more concerned with my outfit at the time. If you really want, I can tell you about the joy of shopping through the personal shop for underwear.
No.
Because I can tell you right now, it's a long and tedious process, and I understand why girls don't ever want to go underwear shopping.
Oh, boy. Oh, wow. That's a good reign of 10 stars, at least.
We're going to hit TMI get in any time now.
I mean, I'm going to have to go grind them all up, but still. What about the eggs? Betcha. I've only got 2 eggs. Or 2 hidden eggs.
I need to identify some of this crap, I think.
Yep.
And
So that's my week.
Stupid Viola. So, we should take a break while we sort it through our rubbish.
Yes, we will be right back.
Intense desire, and I know I don't belong here. tease me now, but just one glimpse will never be enough. For a tiny chance, would I throw it all away? 'Cause only one thing ever matters. I cannot deny my true calling deep inside. I don't have the time for a silver medal prize. I can't let it die. My true calling lives inside. I'm not satisfied with the consolation
And we're back.
Yes,
Datfield and Griffins
indeedly.
break the game.
Oh boy. So this is going to be a very short news week because there's not a whole lot that really actually happened this week.
Well, there's some stuff we can maybe string along. We'll see how it goes.
I live in perpetual fear that there's actually tons of stuff happening and somehow we just managed to miss all of it.
Our wheelhouse could use some expanding. Our wheelhouse has gotten very small as we've gotten older.
It's hard to get overly enthused by a lot of stuff these days, I admit. It's all kind of just running together.
Yeah, and most of what seems to be happening now is just like what I can only really describe as corporate bullshit.
Yeah.
Although Epic is doing its best to give us a show with the corporate bullshit.
Oh, aren't they just?
Yeah, but the thing is that this seems to be all it is a show.
It is definitely spectacle. So, we mentioned last week that Epic decided that they were going to make their own in-app store to buy funny money through Fortnite, and as a result, they immediately got kicked off Apple and Android stores in terms of breaching their terms of service.
Yeah. So that worked out great. And so I'm so mad at Epic for this. Because we have there's a ton of bad will lined up right at the big tech corporations, and Epic is doing its best to blow its load all over with that bad will and waste all of it.
Oh my.
We need that bad will to be used to absolutely cripple these companies. But no, Epic's going to totally suck it all up for this stupid lawsuit.
Well, the thing is, Microsoft was taken apart on much flimsier grounds than we're even dealing with here.
Mm-hmm.
So, if the thing is that this would be a surefire thing if they had deployed it carefully and sincerely without all the showboating.
But no, having a 1984 ad parodying Apple pre-ready to go and then launching a campaign.
When you're owned by China.
Yeah, when you're owned by China, and then launching a campaign event tournament in-game called Free Fortnite, using that ad as its logo, something tells me you ain't acting in good faith here.
Yeah, it was all pre-canned, ready to go. You did this, it was exactly that response in mind. By the way, Vol, you're the leader.
Oh, great. Hold on.
I had to go to my
I'm trying to work out how to check my freaking stats.
Yeah, we're on 12 now, by the way.
Yeah, 2 must have filled up while we were in the mission.
Let's see. Okay, this is the stats page, and I'm very confused. Everything about this game confuses me.
It seems to go out of its way to do that sometimes.
See, this is why I recruited the ABO. Because if I don't know
so
something...
he can do the grunt work for you?
Because if I don't know something, I can ask the ABO about it, and it will bug him enough if I just ask him if something is some way, that he will need to go find out the actual answer.
Oh my goodness. So I looked at the stats page to see if that would help me work out how much power I've got. And if I look at range power, one set of gear and another set of gear, oh, actually, these aren't actually changing.
Ah. Well, that's useful.
Unless I have 2 sets of gear that are completely different but coincidentally have the same amount of range power, I guess it's just not really... Either it's not updating or it doesn't track that, or...
Or it's applied afterwards as an additive bonus, but it doesn't display on the total stat page.
Why is everything so difficult? Why can the Japanese not do UIs?
I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
It's dynamically adjusting the hit points, just nothing else. So frustrating.
Probably because the hit points have to display on screen as their total, so that already has to dynamically adjust those, but coding it in for everything else is just too much work.
Right.
Right, anyway.
All right, where were we? So, Epic, what did they actually do this week?
Well, first they filed a restraining order.
On what basis?
Now, so a restraining order in the U.S. has business implications that are not just you can't come within 30 feet of me or whatever.
Right.
So this restricts the things that Apple can do to Epic on its store if it goes through. Basically, it says you can't just go around banhammering everything that Epic's ever touched. Just because Epic's having a spat with you now.
As much as they might want to.
Yeah, so that's the point of the restraining order. And it's specifically aimed at companies that were like, hey, we bought your IPs and your name's tied to this crap. If you get us in trouble with Apple, we're going to kill you. They probably got some angry phone calls from some people that we're still licensing some of Epic's old IPs, or we're basing stuff out of the Unreal Engine.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine that's what the phone call was about and why they filed the restraining order. But people are, of course, and I think they're actually serious because they don't understand that's what it's for. They probably think it's just Apple saying, or Epic filing it just to say Apple can't come within 30 feet of them. People could be that stupid. But yeah.
Yeah. Go kill off a mission, Ari.
I'm not leader.
Yes, you are.
Oh, why am I leader?
Because you got told
I'm
to.
still trying to read the stats page. But if I mouse over switching this thing, it just shows all my stats dropping. But that can't possibly be right.
I want to clear more of these. I haven't done very many of them.
Griffin's Soul is so monstrously OP that it can't possibly be dropping it, surely.
Unless it's displayed wrong with Griffin Soul's text.
No, I think that it actually is the case that by sheer coincidence, my two sets result in roughly the same stats.
Okay.
Or maybe not. I don't even know. Everything is confusing.
I picked a mission type that's normally pretty fun, just because of the shenanigans it involves.
All right.
It's one of them time missions with the funny maps that have wonky things you gotta do. I figured it'll be more entertaining to watch us fail at one of these.
This is probably going to be a terrible idea.
Probably. I'm drinking a defense drink.
All right.
What could possibly go wrong?
But yeah, so that's the first thing that happened was the restraining order. And then the free Fortnite tournament was announced, where they used that stupid ad as the promo for it.
Yay, in-game propaganda.
Your sincerity was never very strong, but it's actually still managing to wither at this point.
Like, the Epic thing, Epic is such a clown car company, but they're not a clown car in the way Bethesda is. Bethesda is a malicious clown car that just is trying to scam you out of your money at this point. And Todd is just the Peter Molyneux for today's kids.
Yes.
But Epic is some new kind of clown car that we haven't seen before. It's got its rainbow wig on in a different pattern. It's really hard to describe, but that's what it feels like. It's funny because it's a new novelty.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to need to give me a minute because I need to dump all the stuff in my bank since you guys did give me a chance to actually...
I was told, queue up a mission, Ari. I'm not the leader, Fern. You are now. Okay, I'll go queue up the mission.
Right, hold on. I just... There's no way to select a bunch of things and move them all at once. So...
Yes, hold control.
Yeah, or hold right trigger.
Oh, it didn't work for me before. I thought, oh, why is it working?
It can be a bit wonky sometimes because, you know, UI design is hard.
This is a game where right click is cancel. So.
Yes.
Yeah. And on controller, it's hold right trigger and scroll through the entire list. So I hope what you want to multi-select is right next to each other.
Great.
No, that's only on the controller. You can just use control click on.
No, I accidentally didn't have control held down and it deselected everything instantly.
Oh.
This is bullying. This UI is bullying.
Oh my goodness.
Straight up bullying.
All right, where were we?
Epic.
This is an absolute disaster.
But yeah. So yeah, there ain't a lot to say on the Epic lawsuit yet, other than the clown show continues and it shows no signs of stopping.
Yeah.
The only thing I feel is deep disappointment.
Yeah, but no surprise.
No,
not
a surprise.
In 2020, I will take any variety. I will take any variety in my corporate bullshit.
Yeah.
Because we've just seen the same type of it so much, so long. Any type of variety that's at least entertaining, I'll take.
Alright, speaking of Sega has discovered that PCs exist.
Yeah, PSO2 did really well. Who knew?
Despite their best efforts. And Microsoft's best efforts. Like, they were so certain that you wouldn't want to play with the game that it would just, delete itself off your computer so you didn't need to worry about it.
So Sega and Atlas actually have both discovered the PC market exists,
Yes,
and this is a new revelation for them.
somehow.
Yeah, well, but I'm pretty sure I remember something called Sonic CD.
Yeah, but that was Sega, and this is the thing with Japanese devs. That they're even slower to adapt to things than the U.S. court system. So,
Well, I don't
It's 'cause
think
of
it's
the-
necessarily fair to compare Sega with everybody else, but generally speaking, PC's been a weak gaming market historically in Japan.
Mm.
Like really weak. Simply because of the fact that computers used to be big and Japanese people have to live in a shoebox.
Yes.
they need to really expand that island some. Get some barges out there.
Unless you've got ridiculous oil money, though, I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, nobody will have. Well, I won't make a Joe Biden joke. I'll
No.
save it for when there's a better time. But there's a really prime one there.
Go for a Dubai joke if you can.
A Dubai joke?
Yeah,
I don't have a Dubai joke. I only have Joe Biden jokes.
fair enough.
Don't they run on slavery and deny their workers shoes?
Well, of course. Who else is going to sell the shoe boxes to Japan?
Oh, no.
Well, that's what Dubai is actually like. Like you don't think that they built those skyscrapers by magic, do you?
Nope. Just
They
by
use slave labor to
money.
do it.
Yeah. So that backfired horribly. So yeah, where were we? Sega. Apparently, off the apparent success of PSO2, they've decided they're going to consider the PC market.
Oh, the switch is opened. There's another one up there, and we got to push it before the time limit.
Oop. Jumping puzzle.
Here we go. Onward.
Charge.
Y'all really shouldn't be leaving jumping puzzles to me.
Yeah. Nor should we be leaving the news reading to, well, us.
Well, I mean, did anybody check the email box?
Yeah,
I
there's nothing
checked
in
it
there.
part of the show. There was nothing there. Unless Earth is sending something last minute.
Nope, he didn't.
I feel
Ah!
like it would be churlish to complain considering he's the only one who sends us emails most of the time.
Yeah,
Missy No does sometimes.
sometimes.
He hasn't completely abandoned us.
And he actually interacts during shows sometimes.
He's the reason y'all have half of a third of a show left from last week.
Half of
Yeah,
a
like we didn't notice, he noticed. I
Oh,
still don't know
boy.
what was actually happening though.
Yeah, it looked all fine until I had to go in and actually just poke it.
The real world explanation is probably Fern bumped an arrow key somewhere and it accidentally moved his selected sound device down one on the list or something stupid.
Nope.
But the funnier answer is that it just hates him.
Oh yeah, no, that's well established fact.
And it's semi-sentient and changed it. Because all computers are at least semi-sentient.
And
What about
malicious.
Australian computers?
They're semi-sentient and want to kill you.
Yes. Because,
Like, they're
Australia,
a computer type that is actually poisonous.
despite all logic to the contrary, yes.
There's just an piece of electronic equipment that has venom glands naturally when you get one from the store.
Yeah. I did mention it before the show, but there was an announcement for a DLC pack for Planet Zoo, which is all Australian animals. I'm just waiting to build a zoo that is nothing but cassowaries.
Yeah, that's like your zoo is an escape room.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's an escape room so much as a combat arena.
Well,
Well, I mean, you want to escape, don't you? You don't want to stay and fight.
you could make a zoo that's full of bears and then open up all the gates, but, bears, once they've eaten, they tend to settle down and be left alone. No, cassowaries don't.
Grizzlies are bad if they decide to fight you, but a grizzly isn't going to decide to fight you. It's going to steal your trash and be like, "What up? I'm a bear," and you're going to leave it alone.
Yeah.
It's not going to come after you. Cassowaries will just kill you because they think it's fun.
Yeah,
And we have the
cassowaries
retarded
give
cousin
absolutely
that you-
zero shits.
Yeah. Like, we have the retarded cousin, your national bird, the emu, here on farms that have escaped and, of course, made it into the wild. in the South because they have. But cassowaries are they're not fun.
Yeah, I actually
Why do
heard
you have
a story about a guy in the States a few months back. Apparently smuggled a cassowary over there and tried to keep it as a pet.
Why would you do that?
I don't know, and nobody else knows either, because the thing killed him.
What?
Yeah, he got killed by this cassowary.
I
What
mean,
happens if you try and keep a cassowary as a pet? I mean, I don't know what else you might expect. That's like the only outcome is death.
It is death.
there are 4 paths, which you probably split up.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm going this
really?
way then.
So what do we actually have to do then?
I don't know. We got to
Is
figure
there
it out.
like a switch at the end of each one?
Each time quest has different objectives, and I haven't done this one.
Alright, well, we got some sort of fight ring going on here.
Okay. So to go north, we need to hit 3 more switches.
Alright, well, I've got
So
the
we
red
need-
button. No, the blue button here.
So push that button.
Alright, so you should have lost all the blue barriers.
Yeah. So we need to go south and get that button too.
Alright, alright, that was the yellow one that's gone. We need the purple one if we want to go east.
Yeah. Well, I think we each have to pick a door. I bet you
we'll
that's.
have to hit the button.
Yeah, I'm working on south. I just
Because
opened
there's a teleporter behind each one, so
Right.
Yep. Okay. Everybody pick one.
Alright, well, I'm already moving, so I'll go north now.
I of course went southern.
Naturally.
Yeah, they all go. Okay, me and Ball wound up in the same place.
Alright, let's see what's up here.
you
Okay,
need somebody to approach from the other side now.
I'm in not the same place. If I push this button, what did that do?
Is it green?
It's teal.
Oh, Ball, I got rid of it. I found the button.
Right. I was wondering why there was a white barrier there.
Alright, I've got a... Oh no, there's a button. Boop. And there's another button.
Boop.
Boop.
So I hear Netflix got rid of Blazing Saddles.
They did.
Yeah! Blazing Saddles is a great movie, by the way.
It is. Am I allowed to say Blazing Saddles is a good movie because I'm from the South?
You're not, because it'll be racist.
Yeah, it's only racist when you say it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's...
Quick, Fern. Here's a bucket of black paint so I can get a black pass.
Doesn't that make you more racist?
That does.
Not if Fern does it,
What?
What? Why? Why would it matter if an Australian does it?
because then he would be naturally black because he identifies as black or something.
I'm
I'm
not
met
touching
Fern
that.
IRL, and I don't think he's very black.
No.
He doesn't look black.
I think we could pull it off.
Good grief.
I feel bad for Fern.
There's probably a new low. So, yeah, from what I understand, Netflix, before you had Blazing Saddles on there, and they had something like a 3-minute long trigger warning on it.
Yeah, I think I
About
remember
what?
that. It's Blazing Saddles.
I don't even understand what the problem is with it.
I don't either, but it's really funny and there's racist humor in it.
There
There's
is
racial
racist-
humor in
Racial.
That's racial.
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't think that there's any racist humor in it.
Yeah, no,
I'm-
nothing's
I'm-
racist about it. It's just a...
Like,
although it
is
uses
it
racism
not
as
the
a
case?
method for comedy.
Is it not the case that most of the story is pretty much taking the piss out of white people?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah. But that involves race, so it's something racism.
Yeah. Like, don't apply any sort of logical thought to it, that the fact that it's making fun of white people, or it's just pointing out just how absolutely ridiculous racism is. Ignore all that. No. The new sheriff is black and people aren't taking him seriously. That's some racisms.
No,
Go watch
it's
Blazing Saddles. It is a fantastic movie.
I love Blazing Saddles.
deeply insightful commentary on society.
Yeah, commentary.
I would have thought that it would have gotten away with being like having racial humor in that because the director was a Jew.
I
But
think
does it not work like that?
I don't
No,
think it does.
Jews have like a 75-25% chance in favor of being leaning towards being white instead of Jew. Their Jewism just gets nullified.
There's so many ways you can go on this, and let's just.
I didn't make any of these rules, Fern. I'm interpreting what I identify from the left.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of other rules which you haven't even touched on yet.
We're all only able to do our very best to navigate the insane world that we have come to live in.
Yes. Everything is offensive. My feelsies.
It's not my fault, Fern.
I'm not allowed to laugh anymore.
Generally speaking, I'm fairly confident that things are Ari's fault 99% of the time, but he might actually get away with it in this case.
Yeah, maybe. Alright, so that's... Netflix has been really being absolutely disgusting the last week.
Yeah, so I really don't even want to give airtime to the reason they're disgusting.
Yeah, let's just say they've been absolutely vile and leave it at that.
There are plenty of conservative commentators that have done a fine enough job pointing out why they are gross, and if I was still paying for the Netflix sub that I use, and it wasn't co-opted by my family, I would be canceling.
And I would like to say, for the record, to remind everybody that on a previous show I did specifically say that ennui was a French word and I hate the French.
You said ennui was a French word.
Well, actually, I just said it's a French word. I hate the French.
So, yeah, that's that.
And the French are responsible for the fallout of this.
You know that things are bad, but even a handful of woke pundits are calling him out on it.
Yeah, like, it was too spicy for 4chan.
Yeah.
Well, it's because as Babylon B said, it's because Ghislaine Maxwell's been arrested and they need to normalize it before they get called.
Quick smart.
Yeah, I'm even with all this lead up and build up, I'm still not touching it.
There's also been some rather satisfying little bits if we're going to keep going on the woke TV topic. The new She-Ra and Thundercats Raw very slowly and progressively being erased from history.
Yeah, they already got cancelled, but apparently that wasn't enough.
Yeah. So you've got Mattel and other brands are pushing the old stuff, the good stuff.
Yeah, it's Dino May Cry all over again.
Yeah. Like, there was nothing wrong with old classic She-Ra. It just hadn't aged very well. It was still a lot of fun. I didn't mind old She-Ra.
It was just boys like boobies and they like He-Man. Let's make a He-Man with boobies.
Yes, so we can sell to girls. Or boys who like boobies.
That's the reason they'll give their marketing team, but it was because boys like boobies and boys like He-Man. Let's make He-Man with boobies.
Yeah. I'd least prefer with the old TV shows, they were honest about their intentions. It's like, here, we're just here to sell you toys. Not, we're here to indoctrinate you to our way of thinking.
Well, I mean, it's not just about selling toys either. I hear Netflix removed an episode of The Golden Girls.
Yeah, they did.
How could you get offensive with the Golden Girls?
Something Moacism.
I mean, Betty White away from the Golden Girls could be incredibly spicy when she wanted to be. There's a lot of footage about that. But the actual show itself, well, she reached a point in her life where she just didn't have to care anymore.
She reached old people. When you hit old people, and if you don't lose your mind, you just throw it away anyway because it doesn't matter anymore.
You get to enjoy annoying people.
Get to have fun.
I've earned the right to tick off everyone around me by being old.
Yes. It's one of the advantages of getting old is you get to annoy people and you get to say whatever the hell you want and no one can argue with you.
Well, they can try, but you just have to not listen.
Yeah, you can just ignore
Pretend you can't hear because you're old.
You're just like, nah, shut up. I've lived longer than you.
I ran out of craps to give years ago.
It reminds me of Jolie Bindo on KOTOR. Half the time, if you pushed him in a discussion, he would eventually get to the point where he would just say, I'm old, damn it.
Jolie Bindo.
Alright, any other bits of news?
Nintendo
announced a whole bunch of little games, but there's nothing of great interest in there.
There's the Terra Distributors.
Yep, and mass.
Yes, the premier adult kneading simulator.
That
Yeah.
sounded way different in my head when you first said it. I'm not sure even what it sounded like in my head, but it did not sound like what you meant it to sound like. And my brain was starting to go to the wrong place.
Yes. This is how it works with Terra. I have also got dogs making weird noises. Hello, dogs. Dogs are way too
Yeah,
loud.
well, at any rate, they're basically shutting down.
Yeah, En Masse has apparently been in trouble for quite some time now. Woof. So yeah, it looks like they've got packing up. That said, the two games, Terror is one, I forget what the other one was, are not going to go away, at least not yet.
The other one was Closers, probably,
Yes, I think it was Closes.
which is an absolute UI nightmare.
Yeah, don't play Closes.
Yeah, I tried playing it, but I couldn't get my controls to map in any way. It was a complete disaster.
Yeah.
But
So
I
they
just
are.
wanted to see what it was like, but it really wants to punish its players.
Yeah. So they've gone out of their way at least to say, yeah, you can keep playing Terror. Terror's not going away. You can keep being horrible, horrible degenerates. You know, in peace.
In general chat, causing
Let-
many
let- let's
people
be
to
real
need
though.
adults.
This is a game that has sustained the entirety of its entirety of its business model is sustained by selling swimsuits of little girls.
Yeah.
My little girl was
This is how it
wholesome.
operates.
You couldn't get overly wholesome in that game. There was always something a little bit off.
Yeah, you could
couldn't hear a
try.
whole plate.
Like even if you played a male dragon man wearing full armor, the armor would still be crotchless chaps.
Yeah, but at least with the Dragon Men, they didn't really have anything worth showing anyway.
Yeah, there was nothing between the legs, but they were still crotchless chaps.
Yeah.
There's a multi-person switch over here, by the way.
Nope.
It
I
takes a
remember
minute.
I played a male Dragon Man for a while, and yeah, you'd wear this armor where it was all armor at the top. But yeah, no pants. No pants.
Yeah, you and your assless chaps.
Wasn't even assless chaps, it was just complete lack of pants. They might be
like,
shin guards. Oh, what was that?
And the thing that you got to keep in mind as well is the version of Terra we played was censored.
Yes.
I really want to play the uncensored version of Terra.
You know you don't.
Yeah, I do.
What, so you can really go to jail?
Well, not everybody plays an Ellen. That's a
Yeah,
lie.
Everybody plays an Ellen.
Well,
I'm
all of
like-
the censorship was focused on Ellen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I imagine there's probably a bit of Dragon Man help.
Oh no, the Dragon Man, Pantsless Dragon Man was left perfectly alone. You can see their complete lack of anything downstairs. The female Dragon Man wasn't a whole lot better. They too tended to lack in pants.
But they were not lacking, ladies. Not at all.
They-
Nothing in that game was.
Yeah, they also had nothing worth declaring downstairs. Or at least nothing you could see. What other races were there? Your boring ass humans. There was elves, which are also boring. And
All of my characters were Castanics.
that's right, the semi demon peoples.
I think we each need to pick a Bhutan.
Oh, hello, we got lizards. Kill your lizards.
Fern, your pet needs to kill your lizard faster.
My pet needs to be
Pet is a
reset
lizard.
again.
It cannot go against its own people, I guess.
I guess.
Didn't we just kill you?
Fern's pet is an ethno-nationalist.
Pew. That's where I actually buff my pet properly. Silly dragon, silly dragon.
Dead.
Dead dragon.
Fairly sure he wasn't there before.
I don't know. I tend not to like coming in these maps very much. I don't know why.
I like the timed ones because they're so unique. These time trial maps. They actually have something that resembles something to do other than just get to the end.
Get to end, beat boss. Probably get your face stomped on a little bit.
I'm still using this stupid weapon camo for these wired lances. I just realized I didn't change it when I changed out of my swimsuit.
Yeah,
So I was just running.
Camo confer a bonus as well?
Some of them do.
Or did you just want to suit the ambiance?
I just wanted to be, when I'm at the beach, I just want to be in my swimsuit with my floaties.
You can't
So you
swim.
beat people to death with life preservers. Because,
It's not what life preservers are for.
I mean, I preserve my life with them pretty well, I think.
Alright, I got red button.
We got a button over here. There's a big arrow on this button.
And there's one on this button. Boop.
Yeah, you hit the button I was looking at. I was killing
Okay.
it.
There's another one behind you. Roof.
Oh. Bhutan.
Dogs.
Next Bhutan.
Next Bhutan. What do you want? Alright. I don't think there's really anything else. Like, there's Kickstarter. I don't think people are still giving money to Kickstarter. Shut up, dog.
Kickstarter and Patreon are in big trouble, and we're unfortunately going to have to see the end of crowdfunding earlier than we would probably like. Okay, I'm going to let Paul through these because I can't get anywhere close to them.
Can we pew at them? Yeah.
There we go. False got them. But
Yeah.
It's just these companies are too corrupt at the end of the day. It was a good idea, but the people running it are just too bad people. They are not motivated by just, we want to be a distributor and make some money. They want to do all this kind of woke, self-policing garbage because they're ideologues.
Yeah, well, when the staff gets in there and they start unionizing for the sole purpose of being able to control the product, you got a problem.
Yeah, they're unionizing to unionize.
That's the thing though, right? Like, unionization was supposed to be a Soviet demoralization technique. Like that's the point. That's why they're pushing it. The thing is that all of the places that like unions are the ones that allow unions to form within their ranks, and that we're cannibalizing each other now. Like, if you've looked at what's happening in like left wing media, the usual suspects. They're all unionizing and cannibalizing each other. Like, they're forming. They have spent all this time indoctrinating their staff in these particular ways of thinking, and having done so, they then take up those ways of thinking and unionize against their employer who trained them in it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, they genuinely don't have a clue what the heck they're doing. And in the U.S. especially, I've never heard somebody tell me, why do you need to be in a union if you could just go to your boss as a group once, get what you want, and then disband?
Yeah.
Nobody can give me an answer that's satisfactory.
Yeah,
And every answer they can give me is always something along the lines of, oh, well, you can bargain as a collective and keep doing it after you bargain with the first thing you want. I'm like, but then you don't have any individual agency. You can't go to your boss and say, I'm doing better than Tommy. Give me a raise, not Tommy. Why would you give that up? Yeah, but people don't want to give that up because that's not fair to Tommy. Who cares about Tommy? It's a competitive work environment, you jughead.
Oh, you're
Well, in
capitalism
their
shill.
fantasy world, nobody has to try and get a job because the government just gives one to everyone.
Yeah.
Why would you not want to live in a world of competition? I just don't get it. It doesn't click with me.
Well, because competition means there has to be a loser, and they just don't like that because they know it would be them.
But nothing's worth anything if you can't lose.
They disagree because they think that in a situation where there are no losers and everybody is equal, they will be at the top.
But
That's literally what they think. Remember, we've had this discussion before. They don't make sense.
You know, I had this thought rereading an old 4chan post from back in 2012. It's like all these people
your time.
and so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
these communists that all advocate for socialist reform in the U.S. I'm like, you know, if the workers rise up, it's not going to be you guys in the white collar jobs that have the cushy unions that give you everything you want. You don't have to do any real work. It's going to be Commissar Jamal and Cletus, Redneck and Project Man, who are coming to your house to arrest you.
trouble. Now
We're in trouble.
Not for Cletus, but Jamal.
Although I am kind of thinking of a Warhammer 40k commissar, but a redneck.
Well, this is the way it's going to work, though. The people in the projects and the redneck white trash are going to put aside their racial differences if you actually enact class warfare, and they're going to come for you. You, the people that tried to start this crap.
Oh boy.
I feel bad for Fern.
Remember those days we used to talk about video games?
Well, remember those days when the video game industry was interested in video games too?
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Instead, we've got Vampire the Masquerade 2.
Speaking of, oh boy, do we even want to touch this one?
So, Vampire the Masquerade was a great game.
The first one was
There is no
fantastic.
Vampire the Masquerade 2.
Very
Yeah,
solid video game.
Yep, and much as there is only one Dawn of War, and that only has 3 expansions. Likewise.
Yep.
So yeah,
Concert.
Concert.
Well, it's going to come out up in a quarter of an hour or whatever, so
10 minutes.
no real hurry. But yeah, so the
It's Persona anyway.
Vampire the Masquerade. Well, I haven't even seen the Persona one once, so
Well,
Vampire the Masquerade 2 was a much anticipated project when it was announced because, well, the first one is very much beloved, and in addition to that, they had the main writer from Troika on the project,
mhm.
and so everybody was very hopeful for it on account of that. It seemed like, oh, well, maybe, just maybe, we'll get something which can at least, you know, strike somewhere near the vicinity of the greatness of the original. And the original was really great. I've never made it all the way through, but
It's a long game.
it's not actually a long game.
Well, it's
if
not.
you just
It's
play it from
meaty.
start to finish. It's really short, but it's very broad.
Yes.
And don't worry about getting to the ending. The ending is, well, it is worth it, but it's worth it for all the wrong reasons. It's an anticlimax if you ever heard of one.
Yeah.
But it's anticlimactic intentionally.
Well, ultimately, you can't do anything too world-shattering because it's sort of like a game set in Forgotten Realms can't actually destroy the Forgotten Realms at the end
Yeah.
because it's an extant IP. Although I think the city of Seattle could probably stand a bit of destroying,
yeah.
perhaps a bit more destroying than they're currently being
I
subjected
mean, they're
to.
already doing a fine job of it. Just give them a few more days.
Give them the Luskin treatment. Like, is there
Anyway.
any Forgotten Realms story at all that you can think of ever that Luskin is not on fire?
Sometimes it's got plague.
Yeah, but it also has fire.
No, yeah, it always has fire, but
It's always on fire.
that's just isn't it full of pirates? Like, what do you expect?
It's all.
But,
yeah, it is.
But yeah, so this was a very anticipated project, and then not too long after it was being anticipated, it came out that they really wanted to, you know, update it to reflect the way the real world has progressed. Because a lot of the things that we did back then would not be acceptable anymore in today's society, and we really want to give it the vibe of what Seattle is like in 2020. Although I think that they had some different things in mind at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was transparently going to be woke garbage, and they were very proud of the fact that it was going to be woke garbage. Well, there's been a little bit of an update to that, in that the guy from Troika, who was going to be the writer, the lead writer on the project, and was the one who was, you know, had seeded this pushing of you know, the updating to meet with modern sensibilities, or at least in their modern sensibilities for their world, which means radical left progressive sensibilities. He's been turfed out of the project now. Much as I was saying, the people that train their employees to work in these kind of things eventually end up getting burned by them. He wanted an environment where everyone throughout development was obsessed with progressivism, and now he's lost his access to the project unceremoniously, and as far as he's concerned, unexplained. He is no longer involved. Oh,
Yeah, it's hard to feel sorry for him.
Now,
yeah. How about we play the world's smallest violin for you?
yeah, this is what happens when you get woke.
Yeah.
If you start playing by the rules of the woke cult, you don't know what those rules are going to be tomorrow, and you can be the loser.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could almost understand if instead of Vampire the Masquerade, if it was something like Call of Duty, and as we have seen, Battlefield that try to go woke, right? Well, I mean, they can sort of get away with it in a sense because they are a mass market game with broad appeal, and nobody really cares about the political content.
Yeah,
Like
you could always
Battlefield did poorly because it was trash, not because it was woke.
Yes. Besides, they can get
In
as
the
woke as
case
they
of-
like, but the core premise of Battlefield and Call of Duty, by and large, is racism anyway.
In the case of Vampire the Masquerade, the whole point is to be so edgy you cut yourself.
Yes.
Not to be trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. Oh, you're allowed to skip this quest if it will trigger you, type of thing, which is what it actually is. They've got like every quest will have trigger warnings attached to them, and if you feel like you're going to be triggered by the content of the quest, you can just not do it.
So you could potentially just say, I'm triggered by everything, and
Yeah,
not play the
triggered
game.
by things that challenge me in any way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but anyway, it's the way they've decided to structure the thing, and so they've decided to make it even worse, and most likely because if they are getting rid of this guy, either they have all woken up and are suddenly no longer woke,
Unwoke,
you know,
woke.
process that one. Either they have unwoken and are deciding to get rid of this tool, or they've had an internal schism over some aspect of wokeness, or maybe the guy's just that big of a douchebag. Regardless, I'm sure the game will be worse for it because you're losing one of your lead creative minds really late in the piece. That never bones out. And in this particular case, they've pretty much lost the faith of the fandom long ago.
Yeah. Like, we're starting to
So
see, actually, a more widespread pushback on wokeness in the tech industry, but it's going to take a while before it actually makes an impact. In this case, I don't think that's it. I think it's just regular woke cannibalism.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm saying that this is internally they're undergoing woke cannibalism, but I think that this sort of thing coming out just turns more and more people off the game. Vampire the Masquerade was a great game, but really great games tend to only appeal to really niche audiences because, the target zone is narrower and the payoff for hitting that narrow target is higher. And that's what makes things into cult classics. But in this case, I don't think any of the people who were excited for the original give a toss about the sequel.
No, they don't. Like,
Because
they announced a
the
bunch of the
sequel's
changes they were
very
making.
much, yeah, the sequel's very much this game isn't for you if you don't like XYZ.
Yeah.
Well, if you, it's more like this game isn't for you if you do like A through Z 12. Like,
if you liked anything about the previous game, you were not going to like this.
You're probably
one
not going to like
because
this.
because you're stuck in the past. You're a bitter clinger.
Yeah. So they changed this, that, and the other, and a lot of people just looked at that because, okay, well, they changed all this. What's the point?
It's
Wasn't
still
there an
called
article-
Vampire the Masquerade, and it's still set in absolute shithole of an American town.
But everything else is gone.
yeah.
Anyway, we should...
This game is going to get the precise punishment that it deserves.
Yep. It ain't going to sell. Anyway, we've stretched long enough. We should probably start wrapping up.
All right. Email topic of the week. Please tell us something in video game happened that's interesting.
Please.
Because
Well, Seraphis always has tons of stuff. It's just like I don't understand most of it. Like he posted a link to a very strange Doom mod this week. Which what was it called? Doom 3: The Golden Souls.
yeah,
Oh dear.
It looks like a masterful exercise in somebody's love of the genre of Doom mods. However, it looks also very bewildering.
The best ones
Yeah.
usually are.
oh my goodness. All right, closing comments go.
We might have to start thinking about doing something completely different if the games industry doesn't start doing games again.
You don't want us to do that because it's going to be political, and me and Vol are going to get us killed. Not fired, killed.
Killed.
I think
yeah.
that
Yeah.
as the election season in the United States rolls up and the election season in New Zealand completely rolls over me, although I think that they've delayed it now, although I don't know to when, we'll probably have to do a spin-off to get that out of our systems.
Yeah, you might just have to do a
We've done that
bile
before.
show.
We've done.
Harry and I did one last American election as well.
There's going to be a show in a few weeks where I have to leave you two alone, and
Oh boy.
oh boy,
Maybe we should pre-record.
Yeah, we need to not put a number of and no excuses next to anything political on its face that me and Vol talk about.
Oh,
We're not just
boy.
going to get banned. Assassins will be at our door ready to shoot us in the head
I mean,
and
this-
say we were suicided.
This episode was bad enough.
We only talked about Blazing Saddles.
I mean,
Blazing Saddles is great. That's classic cinema, man.
It is fantastic.
it is. This has been Commissar Cletus for No Excuses. Sayonara, bye-bye.
Da